Okay, as you know, this is a Windows Basics lab class number one, right? So you can download this lab sheet from your learning management system. I have already uploaded it, right? So in here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate these exercises so that you can practice these things by using your personal computer or laptops in later, right? Okay. So this is exercise number one, right? So what is exercise number one? It says view your system properties and make note of operating system type, version, and the amount of main memory or amount of RAM, right? So let's see. Uh, Before going to that, uh, I introduce this environment, right? So this is your desktop, right? So once if you switch on your computer, then if you have multiple accounts, right? So you can log into the computer by using your personal account by giving the password if it is password protected, right? So then you will have this desktop screen, right? So from here you have to identify some basics, right? So I'm not going to explain each and everything because most of you know these things, right? So in here we have some icons, we call these icons, right? So in here we have application shortcuts and some files, right? And this kind of icons, desktop icons, right? So from the bottom of your desktop you have this kind of bar, we call this is taskbar, so from left hand bottom corner you have this kind of button, we call this is a start button. So this is start button, right? So once if you click on this button you will have this start menu, right? So from here in here you can have some shortcuts for the applications, right? And then some other options like task view option is there, right? So let's see what's the purpose of this task view option. And then from the right hand bottom corner you have this kind of notifications, right? So we call this is notification. And then you have a system clock, right? And then the sound controllers, right? And all those icons are there, right? Sound controllers, network icon, and then the, so since this is laptop you can have this charge indication, right? Those things are there, right? Oh, so now uh, in these exercises, right, I'll take this part number three, right? Before going to the part number one, it says add the following desktop icon to the desktop, right? So what are the icons? Computer, recycle bin, user profiles, and the control panel and the network, right? So in my case I have already added to those icon to my desktop, but I'll demonstrate how to add this icon, right? So assume these are not here, right? Assume these are not in your computer. So let's see how to add this, right? So what you have to do, you have to right click on empty area on your desktop, right? So you have to right click on empty area of your desktop, right? Then you will have this kind of menu, we call this is a pop-up menu. So from here the last option, personalize options, click on this option, right? So you can customize your desktop by using this option, personalization. So from here, right, so once if you come to this particular frame screen, you have two frames. So this is setting window, we call this is setting window. In here you have two frames. So actually in here there's a option called themes, right? You can go to this themes option, you can click on this themes, then you will have this themes window on the right hand side frame. For from here there is a category called related settings, right? There are a number of settings, right? So the first setting is a desktop icon settings. So you can click on this desktop icon settings, then you will have this desktop icon settings window, right? So from here you can add these icons to your desktop, right? So I have already added these icons. If I want I can remove these icons. So in here you have a small box, we call this is a checkbox, right? So you can tick this you can tick on this checkbox, right? So I have already ticked, right? So therefore I remove these ticks and I click on apply and click on OK. Then when I close this, you can see those icons are removed, right? So actually I have already added, therefore I remove it, right? So then how can we add again? Go to the Windows settings window and go to themes, and then from here click on desktop icon settings. Then you can have desktop icon settings window, right? From here I can add any icons as I require, right? So from my case I add all the icons, right? So what I have to do, I have to tick this tick on this checkbox, right? So we call this a checkbox, right? This a checkbox. You can click on here, then this is ticked, right? So after check these icons, right? So you can find the preview of this icon, right? So here we call this is preview window, right? So here after tick this checkbox, you have to click on apply button and click OK. Right now I have added those icons, right? This PC, network, recycle bin, and my profile files and the control panel, right? Now I can drag these icons as I wish, right? So I can click on this icon and drag it to anywhere, right? So in here one more things, if I say click, if I ask to click, that means you have to click on left button of your mouse, right? If I ask to click, you have to click left button on your mouse, right? So if I want to right click, so I specify right click, right? Then you have to right click, you have to click on right button on your mouse, right? So in here you will have pop-up menu, right? Then how do you move these icons? You have to click on this icon, and while holding that left mouse button, you can move this icon, you can drag into here and there, right? Okay, so that's how we add this icon into desktop, right? This is how we add this icon to desktop, right? And then the part 4, it says arrange the icon on the desktop by date of modify, right? So we can arrange this icon on the desktop in several ways, right? So how can we arrange it? Just you can right click on empty area again, then there's option called sort by. So by using this sort by option, you can arrange this icon on the desktop, right? So you can arrange, or you can sort this icon, you can arrange this icon by its name, right? So in here I arrange the icon by name, right? So in here you can see now the left hand top corner you have the application, the name is zoom, right? So now it's arranging in by name into the alphabetical order, right? Z to A, right? If I say click again, it's come to A to Z, right? So this PC icon likewise. Then the last one is zoom, right? If you want, you can arrange this icon by a date of modified, right? So let what you call that I have added this icon right now, right? So these are newly added icon, so that's why these icons come to the last, right? So if I show the date of modified again, then so these are the latest icons added to the desktop, right? Likewise we can arrange these icons by size, by item type, right? And date of modified, right? So I keep this short by item type, right? Okay. Okay, then let's see how to do this exercise, part 1 of exercise 1, right? It says the view your system properties and make a note of operating system type and version number. So how to find the operating system version of the operating system and the amount of main memory, right? So the easiest way is you can go to this PC icon, so you can right click on this PC, and then you will have this pop-up menu, and then from here you can click on this properties option, properties. Then you will have this system properties window. So from here we can find what is the operating system type, version, and all those things. So from here you can find, so this is Windows 10, right? Then the system is the so system, and then travel mate model, and then you can find the what is the processor, right? So this is i7 1110 chain, and then this beat, and then this is the size of main memory, right? So main of size of RAM, right? So in here we can find size of RAM, right? So it's a 16 GB, and then the system type 16-bit operating system. Likewise, we can find all those information related to system and in operating system, and then the name of the computer, right? And if it is attached to the any network, you can find that network and the work group, right? All those informations can be find from here, system window, right? So I close this. So in your case you have to uh, take note of this information, right? Okay, so that's about the part one. And then part two, it says change the windows background using available picture and set the background color to blue, right? So I'm not going to do the that modification, right? So instead of that, I'll mention how to do that, right? Okay, so from here we can take some background images, right? So you can change your background, right? So go to the background option. So go to the background option, and then from here we can change the available uh, uh, background images, or you can browse for new images. So if you have some images in your computer, you can browse those images. Go to browse, and then from your computer you can select any image that you have, right? So for time being I'll change that background into there, right? Okay, and then from here we can change the color, right? So we can customize this actually maybe a dark or light, right? Or you can choose any color from here, right? You can choose any color from here, and then you can change the theme of your computer by using this theme option, right? So you can change the theme of your computer, and then you can change the font of the this window, right? So you can change the font of these windows, right? And then from here we can customize the taskbar. You can customize the taskbar. So by default it's lock the taskbar. If you want, you can off the lock on taskbar, and then from here it says taskbar location. So but usually that's bottom. So if you want, you can change it into right like this, right? Now it's right. So if you want, you can move to the top, right, top, or left. Likewise, you can move anywhere that you wish, right? So likewise, you can customize this taskbar as well, right? Okay, so that's about customization, right? So you can customize your desktop, right? Okay, that's part two, and then we have already done the part three and four, right? Okay, then the part five, it says the change the icons and notification appear beyond the system tray. So what is the system tray? So in here, right hand bottom corner, and right hand on the right hand bottom corner, you can find this system tray. So this is called system tray. So as I said earlier, in here there are a number of icons, right? So you can have this network icon, and then this sound icon, right? So from here you can increase and decrease sound level. So from here you can have this notification uh, area, notification area. So for here, so in here you can have another options, right? Another set of options, right? So you can have then this network option, and then the VPN, right? So you can click on this network and then find what are the available networks. So in this case, right now I have this Ethernet option, and then a number of Wi-Fi networks are there, right? So in here I have this airplane mode. So if I want, I can go to this. I can switch on the airplane mode, right? And then here the mobile's hotspot option is there. All those are available in this network. Sorry, this notification area in the this system tray, right? So here actually we can manage these notifications, right? So in here there's option called manage notifications. Then you will be directed to this settings window, So in here, there's a link. There's option called notifications and action. So by using this edit your quick action link, right? So you can manage these icons, right? So if you want, you can collapse, or if you want, you can ping this icon like this, right? So you can pin and unpin this icon. So if you want, you can add some icons, right? So in here, you can remove these icons, right? So likewise, if you want, you can remove. So if you want to add those icons to the notification area, you can go to this add button and click on this add button, and then you can add this icon as you wish, right? So in my case, I have removed those icons earlier, right? So now I'm going to add these icons, right? So these are all the icons available in notification area, and then click on done, right? Okay, then all the icons are added to the notification area. So likewise, we can add those icons, and then if you want, you can remove those icons, right? So that's about the notification area, right? So okay, then I close this. Then once, if you go to the notification area, okay, now you can find those icons, airplane mode, right? So Wi-Fi networks, right? So all those icons are there, right? Okay, that's about the part number 5, right? Okay, then next one is create a desktop shortcut icon for the Microsoft Excel application. Okay, then you are asked to create a shortcut icon for a particular application, right? Okay, then let's see how to open open an application. So you can go to the start menu. So there are two a number of ways to go to start menu. So you can click on this left hand bottom corner, right? So you can click on this start button on which is on left hand bottom corner, or you can press the start or the Windows key from your keyboard. You can press the Windows key from your keyboard, right? Then you will have this start menu, right? Like this. Okay, so from this start menu, right? So in here, all the softwares, the application softwares are listed by categorized. Actually, these application softwares are categorized by using their application name, right? So in here, I need Excel, right? Excel. So Excel is under the, say, this Microsoft Office, right? Or just what you can do, right? So simply we can search the application by its name, right? So just you can type the name of the application, go to the start menu, and then type the application name, right? Excel, right? So in here we can find access, right? So if you want, you can Excel is there, right, under the E, right? So in here, so don't worry about this selection, just you can type the application name, right? Just I type the E because Excel starting from E. So here we can find the what are the applications and document and the settings, right, whose name start from E, right? In my case, I need this application. If I type EX, again this list is again pop up whose name start from EX, that is filter, right? So in here we can find the what are the applications, what is the application that you want to open, right? And at the same time, in here we can find what are the most recently opened documents through these applications, right? So you can open this application by click on this icon Excel, right? Then your application will be open. So in exercise, what you are asked to do in here, you are asked to create a shortcut icon, right? So okay, in here, so when you go to the start menu, so here there are two options. Here we can find that menu, and then here we can find those icons, right? So right now I have those icon, right? So therefore I can click on that icon, Excel icon, from here. So for the time being, I right click on here, and then I remove this icon from here. I remove both Excel and PowerPoint. Then let's see how to add those icon into this start pane, right? So what we can do, we can search the application like this Excel, and then you can right click on this icon, right? Then here there are several options. You can pin this icon into the start menu, start, right? Pin to start. Then it will be come to there, right? This start. Actually, this is a menu. This is some kind of a icon menu, right? So instead of pin to the start, we can pin it to the taskbar. That means into there, right? Into here, right? So right now I can't find that Excel icon from here at the taskbar. You can pin this icon into the taskbar as well, right? Pin to taskbar, right? So likewise, we can add this shortcut into the start menu, right? As well as this taskbar, right? Like this, right? If you want, you can open this file location, right? So this file is in this particular location, right? If you want, you can right click on here, and then we can send this icon into the desktop, right? You can send this icon into the desktop as well, right? You can open the file location, and then you can send this shortcut icon to the desktop as well, right? Right now we can double click on here, right? You can double click on here, then that application will be started. Or you can just click on this taskbar icon, the icon which is on this taskbar. Then also you can open the application, or you can go to the start menu and then click on this icon here. And then there are several methods to open any applications. So not only for this Excel, you can open the other applications as well, right? Okay, so that's about part 6. And then next one is a resize, move pin to taskbar, pin to start, unpin from the start. We have done those things right now, right? So it says the start of apps in right pane, right? So this is the right pane. This is the right hand side pane of the start apps, right? So this is start menu, right? And then you are asked to open some programs, right? So you are asked to open Wordpad program and then identify these components, right? So let's see. Go to the start menu by press the Windows key from your keyboard, right? So you know how to find the Windows key, so I'll show you. So this is on-screen keyboard, right? So from here, from the left hand bottom corner, actually in this case the third uh, key of from the left hand bottom corner, you have this start or the Windows button, right? So you can press this Windows button, then you will have this start menu, right? So you will have this start menu, right? So what you have to do in here, right? What you have to do in this exercise, sorry, this is my exercise, right? So in here you have to open the Wordpad program. How to open Wordpad program? Go to start menu and then search say Word, or just type W. Then you can find all the applications, documents whose names start from W, right? In my case here I can find Wordpad. Then by clicking on this icon I can open this Wordpad application, right? So in any applications, right, so you can find this basic components, right? So the top of this application you have this kind of bar. We call this is title bar in here. Actually in right hand top corner you can find these three options: close close button, and then maximize button, and then minimize button. You can click on this minimize, then it will be goes to the taskbar, right? Stored in the taskbar. Then by clicking on here you can restore the document, and then from here you can maximize the application, and then from here you can close the applications, right? So that's about the title bar. And then open minimize, maximize, and close option. And then from here we can actually in here we have some menus, file menu, right? And then home and view tabs, right? So by go to the file menu, keep in mind, so once if you open application, first of all you have to save the applications, right? So if you want to save this, go to the file, and then from here the first time, so if you want to assign a name, for the document, you have to go to the save as option. Then you can save your file in any locations that you wish, right? So at the same time, when you go to this Windows system, right, so you can save your file by default as this documents location is selected, documents option is selected. So you can save documents in document option, and then you can save the media file audio video file in this music, actually audio file in music folder, and video file in videos folder. And then if it is picture, you can save in pictures folder, right? Then once you download particular file from the internet, it will be automatically go to the default option, that is downloads folder. So in this case, the document is selected, right? But right now it's better to save our one folder, right? So I go to the desktop, or you can, in your case, you can go to the any drive on your computer, right? And then you can click on, you can create a new folder in here. So how can we create a new folder? Again, there are several options, right? So you can right click on here, and then you will have this pop-up menu, right? Then you can go to the new option, and then by clicking on this folder, you can create a new folder, right? And then once if you create a folder, you have to assign a name for this folder, right? So how to assign a name? So you can again right click on this folder and then rename, because I have already fixed this the default name, right? So I'll create a folder again, right click, new folder. Now you can see the default folder name is new folder 2, right? So actually now you can see this folder name is highlighted, right? This is highlighted in blue color, right? So right now I can assign a name for this folder. In my case, for example, I said say I switch on the cap locks on the keyboard, then I say AG, I don't know your batch, say 20, and then say 001. Likewise, you can assign a meaningful name for the folder, right? So once if you assign the name, you can press enter key from the keyboard, right? Enter key from the keyboard. So if you want to rename this, if you want to change this name, there are several options. You can right click on here and then go to rename option. Then your file name is highlighted. Now right now you can rename this, right now you can rename like this, or just you can select the folder, right? And then from your keyboard you can press F2 key, sorry, F2 key, right? F2 key from your keyboard, right? There are a number of function keys on top of your keyboard, F1 to F12. You can press F2 key, then you can go to the rename option, right now I can rename and change, say AG20001, right? Now I have created a new folder. So by double click on this folder, you can go to inside this folder, right? Okay, now I'm inside the AG20001 folder. So from here we can assign a name for this document. So default name is document, right? So in your case, yeah, actually you are asked to open this program, right? Just I save this one as a my first document, so therefore I'll say ITC, say ITC, and then this is the file extension, that is default file extension, rich text format, RTF, and then I save this file. Okay, and then I can close this application. Okay, now I have opened the Wordpad program, and then I save that document in the folder that I have created, right? In my case, I can create folder in any location, right? In my case, I have created in e drive, right? So once if you go to this PC, this PC, right? So you can find the what are the available locations that we can use for saving our document, right? So this is default folder structure, comes with this Windows operating system, right? So you can save your documents in documents folder, and then you can save your video files in videos folder, pictures in inside the pictures folder. Likewise, you can save your documents, videos, pictures, all those things within the relevant folder, or you can create your own folder in these drivers, right? In my case, I have this C and D drive, right? In your case, there are a number of logical drives of your hard disk. You can use those locations, right? In addition to that, if your computer is attached to the network, right, you can find this network location from here, right? Again, this when you go to this PC window, so here we can find this title, this PC, and then from here we can find the computer and view tab, right? And then from the left hand side we can find this these options, so you can click on this option and then open that the relevant location from the right hand side pane. Okay, then I close this. Okay, so that's about the question number 8, right? And then next one is actually we have done 9, and then the experiment with moving window. So how to move this window, right? So you can click on this title bar, right? You can click on this title bar and then move here and there as you wish, right? So that's how we move the window on your desktop, right? And then the next one is at virtual desktop, and they are using the task view. So this is the new option with the Windows 10 environments. So let's see how to use a virtual desktop, right? Okay, let's see how to add a virtual desktop, right? So in your taskbar there's an option called task view, right? So by using this task view option we can add another desktop, right? We call that is a virtual desktop, right? So in here this is my desktop one, right, which is the already open. So in here I have this web browser and then this presentation. So I open another, say, Excel application, and then say I'll open, say, this Notepad, right? So now I have opened several applications, this Notepad, Excel, and then this PowerPoint, right? And then I have this web browser, right? And then I have this basic exercise PDF document, right? So all those are in my desktop. So now I am going to add another desktop, right? That is, I have already added by using this task view option. I have add another desktop, right? So let's see how to add another desktop. I close this, go to task view, and then I add a new desktop, right? Right now I have two desktops. So this is desktop one, which contain this document, right? These documents, these application that I have already opened, and then I go to desktop number 2. Right now I don't have any applications, right? So in here I don't have any applications, right? So in here if I want, I can open different applications. So for example, say Wordpad, I'll open Wordpad, right? So in here I have Wordpad, right? I have Wordpad, right? So I resize this. I have Wordpad in here. If I want, I can open another application. So for example, and here I open this PC window, right? In my desktop number 2 I have this PC and Wordpad application, but in desktop number 1 I have several applications, right? So I'll go to the how to switch to desktop number 1, go to task view, and then select desktop number 1. Now you can see in desktop number 1 I have this Notepad, and then I have opened this Excel, right? Right, likewise I can manage two desktops, right? So in here not only two, we can manage number of desktops, right? So in here I have this presentation, and then over browser, right? And then I have opened this Excel, right? All are in desktop number 1, right? So when you go to the task view option, here we can see, once if you select desktop number 1, here these are the application that I have in desktop 1. When I go to desktop number 2, right? So it contain these two application, the document and these two window, this PC window. If I want, I can add another desktop by clicking on this new desktop icon. In desktop number 3, I don't have any application. So I'll close this magnifier as well. So in here, right, go to task view. Here you can find this is desktop number 3, right? This is desktop number 3. So this is desktop number 2, right? So this is desktop number 1, right? So when you move your mouse pointer, you can find, so what are the available, what are the already open applications in the each and every desktop. So I close this desktop number 3, right? There is no harm because I don't have any documents or the window open in desktop number 3. But when I go to the desktop number 2, in there are two window, the WordPad document and this PC window, right? So what will happen if I close this desktop number 2? Those two added to the desktop number 1, right? In here you can find, right? In here this PC and WordPad, right? So if you close the desktop number 2, the applications or the as window open in desktop number 2 goes to the desktop number 1. Right now I have only one desktop. Then we call the newly added or these desktops are virtual desktop. Virtual, right? So in actually we have only one desktop, but we can what you call logically divide this desktop into the number of desktops, or we can add these desktops logical. We call those virtual desktop, right? Virtual desktop, right? So this new feature in Windows 10, right? We call those virtual desktops, right? Okay, that's about part number 11. And then part 12, it's a open other programs such as calculate and notepad and practice switching between the program window, right? So now you know how to open these applications. Go to start menu and then search say calculator, right? Calculator, right? So once if you type say character letter C, here we can find what are the applications whose name starting from C. Command prompt is there, calculator is there. You can select whatever application that you want, right? So I'll select C calculator, then the calculator application will be open, right? So likewise you can open the calculator, right? And then what else you asked to open the notepad, go to the start menu and then you can search notepad, right? So you can open these applications and then you can switch from one to another, right? Okay, now I have opened the web browser, right? So I close this, right? So I close this and then right now I have these applications, right? So a calculator, this PC, notepad, right? And then I have wordpad at the same time, right? So again I have another notepad, right? Likewise here I have several windows, right? Okay, then next one is experiment change in the double click. So I'm not going to change these changes, right? Okay, then screen server, right? So in Windows 10, right? So if you go to the display setting, right? So in here actually we have experiment these things, go to the personalize. So from here you have option called lock screen, right? So in here we can set time for screen server, right? So screen time out settings, screen server settings, right? You know what's meant by screen server. That means if you keep your desktop your this computer ideal, right, then this screen servers will be apply, right? So here I'll put say 3D text and then wait time is 1 minute, right? 1 minute, then you can apply this. And then once if you keep your screen your computer ideal or without doing nothing for 1 minute, this screen server will be applied, right? So in here we set the screen server. If you keep this screen in one for a 1 minute, it will be applied that the selected screen server, right? So what is the purpose of this screen server? Actually not in this nowadays, right? In earlier we have some what you call the CRT monitors, right? For the CRT monitors, they the power consumption is very high. So by using the screen server we can utilize the power supply. So that is, so if you are doing nothing, so once if you switch on the computer and then switch on the monitor and then you leave from the computer, right? Then what we can set, right? We can set the screen server, we can set lock screen option, then by automatically they lock the screen and then switch off the monitor, right? Switch off the monitor, it will what you call very helpful for power consumption, right? So that is the purpose of screen server. We call that is utilization of power consumption, right? So screen server is taken as utility software, right? So we'll discuss the software types in next lecture, right? So the screen server can be treated as can be taken as a utilize or utility software or utility application, right? Okay, now I'll open this, right? Okay, screen server for it says the 3 minutes. And then next one, the final one is experiment by activating a tablet mode, right? So in here we can do the lock screen, right? We can set the time for sleep in the uh, screen and the computer, right? We can set these times. You can practice these things, right? So here you can set 1 minute for screen, right? So you can 1 minute for the plugin timeout. You can sleep, set 1 minute for sleeping. Likewise, we can practice these things, right? You can set these things, and then you can realize what will happen. Okay. Next one is the tablet mode. How do I activate this tablet mode? So you can go to this notification area, then from here there's an option called tablet mode, right? So once if you active this tablet mode, so then your desktop act as a tablet, right? So you here right now actually this is ideal for touch screen monitor, right? So here this is actually designed for the touch screen devices, right? So you know this in the smartphones we have this the touch screen facility, right? So this tablet mode is ideal for touch screen devices, right? If it is touch screen monitor, you can use this tablet mode, touch screen, right? Okay, so that's about the tablet mode, right? Okay, then next one is see that is not there. Okay, I'll demonstrate it. So in Windows 10 there's option called shaking window. That means, so assume if I want to minimize all the windows, if you want to minimize all the window, there's a shortcut, that is Windows key with M. Press Windows key and press M, Windows M, which will minimize all the windows with M, Windows key with the key M from the keyboard. And then you can switch the already open window by using Alt key with Tab key, Alt with Tab, right? So these are the already open applications or the window, right? So if you want to open one of them, so you can go to this say Alt with Tab. If I want to open this basic exercise document, I can go to the that document by using Alt Tab, right? So while holding the Alt key, we can press the Tab key. Then you can switch, you can move one by one. So once if you want to open particular application, you can release the tab key on the relevant icon, right? So while holding alt key, you can press tab. So if I want to open this PC window, I can release the alt key right now. Okay, likewise we can open the any application that you want, right? Okay, now I have actually I have already opened this document, right? So basic exercise document, right? And then Notepad, right? Then this Excel, right? Now I have three window, right? This PC, basic exercise, and Excel, Notepad, right? Okay, so I resize this window so that we can find all the window. Yeah, now assume now I want to minimize all the windows that I have opened except this PC window. What I want to do, I want to minimize all the windows except this one, except this one. Then in Windows 10 there's an option called shaking window, right? So you can click on this title bar on this PC, and then you can just shake. Right now you can see, right? So all the windows are uh, minimized except this one. So if you want to restore, just you can shake again, right? If you want to restore, shake again, then the minimized window will be open, right? Minimized window will be restored. So shaking window, so like this, right? So if you want to minimize all the window except this Excel application, Excel window, then just you can click on this title bar. You have to click on, actually this is a the intermediate step. Yeah, now this is Excel, right? You can just click on this title bar in here. You can click on this title bar on this PC option and then shake, right? Then other window will be minimized, shaking window option, right? So that is called shaking window. So if you want to minimize all, Windows key with M, Windows with M, right? Okay, so that's about a few shortcuts. Okay, then I'll move to the exercise number two. Exercise number two. In there, you asked to create a folder on the desktop by using your registration number. Right now, you know how to open sorry, how to create a folder. Right click on here, go to new folder. Right here I create a folder called say AG, say 20001. Right, okay. Now you know how to rename and all those things. I'm not going to explain the same thing again. And then open WordPad and enter your name into the application. Save the file as say my first in your folder. Then I open WordPad. I have already opened the WordPad. Then I put you asked to put your name. In my case I put say University of say Peradeniya, and then say Peradeniya. Then I save this, go to file. How to save your WordPad document? Go to file, save as, because right now I want to assign a name for this file. Therefore go to save as, and then from here I have to select the preferred location for saving my document. I have create folder on desktop, therefore I go to the desktop. Then from here I select my folder. Then here we can set the name. In my case I said save my first and click on save. Likewise I can save my document. Okay, so that's first one. And then open the WordPad and save. Close the WordPad. Then I close this. Right. Again, there's a shortcut Alt key with F4. F4 from function key. Alt with F4. Or you can use this close button for closing any window. Uh, then you ask to get a copy of your desktop into clipboard by using print screen facility. You are asked to take a screenshot of your desktop. Screenshot, right? Again there are several methods, right? So you in your case you are asked to use the print screen method, print screen key. So you can find print screen key from your keyboard, right? So you can find print screen key from your keyboard, right? So here in on screen keyboard that is on here, right? But right on your keyboard that is on, I think after the function keys, print screen key, which is labeled like this, right? PRTSCN, print screen key. You can press that print screen key, just press the print screen key, and then you can open paint application. Paint, again I search paint application from the start menu, and then you can paste it, right? So you can click on this paste option, right? Then you can have a photo of your screen, right? We call screenshot, right? Or you can just paste, or you can paste by control. While press control key, you can press V, control V. Likewise you can press the you can paste the screenshot of your desktop. Then you can save this one as my desktop, right? Yeah, here you ask to save, paste it, and then label yeah, my drawing. It says the my drawing. Then I save this, go to file, save as. So I select desktop, and then from here I can select say my drawing, my drawing drawing, right? So here we can sorry, drawing. Here we can select the file type, right? Default is PNG. If you want you can select say JPG and click on save. Likewise we can save my image, right? So from here in MS Paint you can do some uh, drawings, right? So if you want you can label this PC. Actually before taking this shapes you can set the colors, right? So by using this color palette, and then you can take any shape that you want, and then from here you can label it, right? You can label it. If you want to what you call point it, you can take this line or arrow, right? And then you can point. You can use these arrows as well, right? You can use these arrows as well, right? And then from here we can take the text, right? Text. So from here you can take the text. So this is my this PC, right? Sorry, in here you have to select the relevant font type, right? So this is this PC. Again when you type this you have to select the relevant color, the suitable color for this, right? Maybe red, right? So from here we can select the font type and then size, right? So here we can change the size, and then you can uh, format it, right? Bold or whatever text formation, right? So I would say this PC, right? Okay, so if you draw a particular shape like this, you can, if you want, you can color it, right? So if you want, you can select the say different color, right? And then if you want to fill this, right, you can fill this color by using this color bracket, right? So you can select the first of all you have to select the color, and then you can fill this, right? Likewise, you can do the drawings in this uh, application or mesh paint. If you want, you can erase this, right? Likewise, you can do the drawings, right? Okay, so I save this, go to file or save. Again, you have to use a shortcuts, control key with S, control with S for saving your document, right? Okay, so that's about the uh, uh, paint application, right? So, okay, yeah, my drawing report word, then you ask to insert that drawing into the MS Word document, right, as a picture, right, and then change the font, and then do the changing, right? Okay, before that I'll I take a notepad, right, and then I did some say I input say information and say communication technology, right? Okay, so assume now my cursor in here, right? So if I want to go to the end of this text, end of this line, how can I go to the end of this line uh, without using this arrow key or cursor or mouse? In your keyboard there is a key called end key, right? So we discussed those navigation keys in keyboard. In your keyboard there's a key called end key, so you can use this end key, right? So in order to go to the end of this, sorry, uh, end of this sentence, or end of this line, right? So if you want to go to the what you call beginning of this line, you can use the home key, right? You can use the home key. Likewise, we can use this keys, right? We can use these keys. Now I press the end key, it will move to the, my cursor move to the end of this line. So if I want to go to the beginning of this line, you can use the home key. Now you can see your key, your cursor on the beginning of this line, home key and end key. So if you are in here, once if you press the home key, you will go to the beginning, your cursor will be or the uh, will be moved to the beginning of the line. If you press the end key, your cursor will be placed on the end of this line. So likewise, we can use the navigation key, which is very useful. And then if you want to copy any text, you have to select your text. So you know how to select it, right? So click on the beginning of the text or end of the text, and while holding the left mouse button, you can drag into the direction, the desired direction, like this, right? So if you want to copy this, you can use control C, and then from here, assume I want to go to the next line and paste it. How to paste it? Control V, right? Control C for copy, Control V for paste, right? So if you want to cut this text, select the text and control key with X, control with X, right? And then go to the desired location and you can paste it, control with V, right? Likewise, we can copy and paste using shortcuts, right? Again, I save this, go to file and save as, and then I go to the desktop, then I save on my folder, right? So I say uh, ITC. I set name called ITC and save this. Likewise, we can do text editing in here. Okay. So yeah, actually, now in this exercise, what you are asked to do, you are asked to open the WordPad. So I open WordPad, right? Then I open my document through the WordPad application. Go to File. So in here, from here, we can find the most recently opened document through the WordPad. In my case, I select my first, or you can go to the file, open. From here, you can browse your file, right? My first, right? So from here, you are asked to insert a picture that you have saved right, on the AG20001 folder. So you can go to the picture, and then from here we can insert a picture, right, picture. So from here you have to select the where your picture is saved or the placed. In my case, I save on desktop on this folder, and I select the image and open. Right now, I have insert my image or the picture into my document. Now I made modification, then therefore I have to save this. How do I save this? Go to file, click on save. Or there's a shortcut, control key with S, control with S. Right, so always it's good practice to use a shortcut keys. Right. Okay, so that's about exercise number two. That's about exercise number two. So so this is about exercise number two. Then yeah, insert picture, my drawing to my first, save my first, again change the font size, and then with the new name, right, so you have to save your file using new name, right. So how can we do that? uh, if you want to set new name, right, right, go to Wordpad, then open my first, right. Okay, then I modify this, right. So let's say I modify this, right. So I modify this, I'll select this text, I'll select this text, right, and then I bold this, right, and then I increase this. You can study this text processing under MS Word, right. So I'm not going to explain those things deep in here. So I modify, and then you have to assign a different name, then go to file. If you save this, this modification will be saved into the same document. But if you want to save it as a different document, then you have to assign a different name. Therefore I go to the save as option, then from here I can set a different name, right. It says the my second, right. So I assign, say, my second, and keep the default file extension, that is RTF, and save this. So likewise we can save my document. So that's about the uh, saving in using a different name. Okay, that's about the exercise number two, and the next one is exercise number three. Okay, let's see how to create this kind of a folder structure. This is called folder structure, right. Let's see how to create a folder structure, right. So you can create this folder structure inside the it says the folder structure inside E drive, right. It doesn't matter if you have create this folder on desktop, you can save this folder on desktop, right. So no need to worry about this address, right. Okay, let's see how to create this folder structure. Before that, it says the using this Windows Explorer program and spend the content of your disk, right. So we have already done this, right. So open this PC, and then from here there are two window, right. So from left hand side you can find those folder structures, actually the structure of the this locations, or this storing folders. So for example, if you in here, right, so we can shrink these locations, shrink, or you can expand this, right. If you want, this is quick access, right. So I expand this PC option. So this PC, this is the what you call locations. In here there are several locations that we can use for saving our documents, right. So in here we can find the what you call available logical drive in my hard disk, C and D, right. So if you go to the D drive, right, D, from here we can find here D, right. Here there are several folders, right. So if you want to find what is the content of this AG20001, you can click on here and you can find the content. If you want to find what is the content of the CEIT folder, you can click on the CEIT folder. Here there are several folders. If you want to go to these subfolders, you can expand this, right. Expand this, right, by click on this array, expand, right. Another way you can at the same time you can shrink this, shrink, we call shrink and expand. Here we shrink it, right. So in here if you go to the documents, here we can find what are the documents available in your documents folder. So if you want to click on this, if you want to check the content of this zoom folder, you can click on this zoom. Here we can find the content. So likewise, there are several there's an option to expand and shrink your folder structure, right? So in my case, I go to this AG001, and then I'm going to create this folder structure, right? Okay, I think, yeah, I create this folder structure and stop this session, right? So then you can practice this, right? Okay, folder structure. So this is the root folder, computer. That is the root folder. So inside that computer folder, you have CPU. Inside that, you have another three folder: ALU, control unit, and registers. Under ALU, there are two operations. You know that, add and sub. And then control unit, there are two sections: data and instruction. So let's see how to create this. For my convenience, I keep this one in left frame, and then I keep this one in right frame, right? You can what you call keep in two sides by using Windows key and the arrow. In here, while holding Windows key, I press right arrow. In here, I while holding Windows key, I press left side arrow. Okay. Now I can zoom in, zoom out by while holding Control key. You can scroll your scroller in your mouse. Right. Okay. Now I create my folder structure. So right click on here, go to New, create a folder. So from here I can set the folder name, say computer, computer, then enter. Then by double click on here, you can go inside the computer folder. So in here you have to create another folder called CPU, right? There is a shortcut to create folder. In here on quick access toolbar, you can click on this folder option, or you can go to the home tab. From here we can click on this new folder, then you can have this new folder, right? So actually this is collapse, right? So here click on home, and then here you can keep this window as fixed, right? Okay, keep this one from right side here. Okay, then this should be CPU. Then I use F2 key, F2, and then this is CPU, CPU. I switch on the cap locks and double click on here. Then there are three folders. Go to home, and then there are three folders. Right, you can create three folders like this, and then you can rename, right? ALU. And here, this is control unit. Sorry, yeah, I switch off the control unit, and then to there I use a registers, right? Likewise we can create three folders, right? So likewise we can create this folder structure, right? So you can easily create this folder structure, right? So inside the ALU folder, inside the ALU folder there are two folders. You can create either way, new folder, or you can click on this new folder option under the home tab, right? Here you can use this option as well. Okay, then I rename this. So this is add, and then this is sub, sorry, right? Okay, now I have to go to the upwards, that is to the CPU, right? And then inside this control units, you can double click on here, and inside the control unit again there are two folders: data and instruction, data, and then this one is instruction, instruction. Okay, then go to upwards and register as it is. Okay, so once if you go to the this drive D, right? Now this is my folder AG20001. Now I can expand the content of this folder here, right? The root folder is computer. Here I can expand computer. Inside computer I have CPU. Then I can expand CPU. Inside the CPU I have three folders: ALU, control unit, and registers. And then here I can expand ALU. Inside ALU I have add and subfolder. Inside the control unit I have these two folders: data and instruction. So this is my folder structure. So you can expand and shrink this folder structure by using this arrow like this. Okay, now I have shrink and expand the folder structure, right? Okay, likewise, it's better to use this kind of folder structure for saving your documents, right? It will be helpful for searching your documents, right, in your computer. Otherwise it will be a mesh, right? Okay, then I'll stop for the first practical session. I'll stop and this from this folder structure. In next video, we'll discuss some uh, additional features available in Windows 10 and all. Okay, thank you very much.